Hello everybody. So this video I want to talk about what I don't like about our other car compared to the Lincoln Town car. This is that 2016 Subaru Forester that I've been posting about. Shooting it on the same day, right after shooting what I like about it video. Wanted to spend a little time talk about what I don't like. And what I don't like about it, starting off, is the styling. This is a very, very forgettable styling. Now, you've seen one Forester, you've probably seen them all. It's a pretty long in the tooth name that Subaru's been using, and they've looked just about the same for all these years that they've been in production. Very slight changes. There is a 2020, and I'm sure there will be 2021 model, and I personally don't see a whole lot of changes. It looks just, I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but it looks so generic, is that I'm pretty sure as soon as you see one on the road, you're going to forget all about it, because this might as well be a Ford product. This might as well be a Honda or Toyota product. And, you know, it's funny, I just mentioned Ford, and I just realized something. If you look at this emblem, yeah, it's got the little stars inside, but it's got a blue background, and it's an oval. It does look like a Ford badge. So even the badge itself can be mistaken for a Ford. I don't think they did it intentionally. I'm sure there's a meaning behind what those 6 stars represent, but I honestly don't know it. I'm sure I can Google it, and maybe I'll be posting it on the screen. But once again, very forgettable styling. Not necessarily bad. I don't think it's an ugly car, but definitely you can't call it beautiful. And especially with this one being the base model, it doesn't really have any pizzazz. Like, it doesn't have fog lights. It just has those fake grills on the bottom. The rims, once again, nothing to write home about. I think they're 16s. I'm not sure. They got these Yokohama tires. Oh, look at that. Look what I just noticed. Uh-oh. Look at that. I didn't know that was there. It doesn't look too deep. I guess I can add that to my list of what I don't like about this car. Now there's a gouge in the tire. You know what? I can't see where it says that, the size. Oh no, the R17. Okay, so these are actually 17-inch rims, but once again, they are pretty forgettable. Now, don't get me wrong. On a Lincoln Town car, they are also pretty forgettable too. Especially that mine are peeling, so I had to kind of fix them with spray paint. But I think most people are not going to remember ever seeing one of these in a sea of cars. I do think more people will remember seeing one of these things, and that's probably now is true because they're kind of going extinct dinosaurs. But you know, in the past, when there was a ton of them, I can see how people would forget this, because most people wouldn't know if they're looking at a Crown Victoria or a Mercury Grand Marquis. So this would be pretty forgettable right now. And I think more people are going to remember seeing, oh my God, remember seeing that giant old car that's, you know, 1,000 years old, something like that. So anyway, I digress. So that's the one thing. So that's the first thing, forgettable styling. Second thing is that I don't like about this car is, I think overall the fit and finish inside is good. Like, nothing is really rattling, nothing is falling apart. But inside, I have a feeling, oh look, when you open the door, a little display comes on. But to me, because this car's been in production for many years, and this being 2016, I think this was a mid-model refresh. And you won't be able to tell because right now it is light out. But this car went through a mid-year refresh. And, sorry, I got neighbors walking around. And here, I think in that mid-year refresh, they added some stuff that wasn't there from the original design. So for example, and I'll try to find it and post a picture where you can see it better. So the gauges and stuff on the steering wheel and the stuff in the climate control at night, they light up red, which is interesting. And let's see if I, nah, you can't tell. You can't really tell. So I'll try and find a picture online, and I'll probably be displaying it right around here. So anyway, so this side of the dash and this bottom section right there where the climate controls are, they light up red. And so do the buttons for heated seats and for the shifter. The screen with the surrounding buttons right here, let's see. No, can't see anything. That lights up white. And then that screen right there, that also lights up white. So here is my theory. This screen and that screen was an afterthought, you know, or was a late model year addition or something, or a carryover from the year before that wasn't there the year prior. So when this car is at night, when you drive it, you do have a feeling that you are driving a car that's made from parts and bin pieces from two different vehicles. Because once again, I've seen red, I've seen blue. I know Volkswagen and Hyundai, they love blue color, like lighting. But I've never seen a car that has two different colors. You have red here, and you have a white here and here. And obviously this screen is kind of overpowering because of its, you know, relatively large size. And, you know, and also it's funny because you have that upper screen, and then you have that middle screen. And once again, here, I might as well show you guys. So, because I'm not sure how well it's going to transfer from if I find a picture. So I got to have the key. I'm just going to start it in the accessory mode. So if you look at it right here, so you have this so basic screen, and then you have that middle screen that, you know, that looks more modern. All right, so it can give you stuff there. Okay, so you can kind of see, you know, so that looks much better. This, you can't change anything. You can just do the trip A, trip B. And then I mentioned earlier about that select clicking thing that doesn't actually do anything in either of the screens. So once again, this is an afterthought that was lit up a different color. That is good, I guess, for what it's worth, but that lights up white. And, you know, you can kind of see. Yeah, you can kind of see, let's see. Yeah, you can see a little bit red there. You can kind of see a little bit red there. By the way, that screen is also a little bit red. And then that screen remains white. And then obviously this with the buttons are white. So once again, I know I'm kind of digressing. And then also this stuff lights up red as well. And also in the doors, the switches. So anyway, I think I've exhausted that point. But you get it, right? It's weird. Now, speaking of this, I don't like some of the old school technology that did get carried over, such as this screen. I don't understand why this screen is touchscreen and then that screen is so far away from you where you have to use these buttons. So once again, some sort of a mishmash in design. Some people didn't talk to each other and they didn't consolidate their plans. So I definitely don't like that. Just a mismatch of all different stuff. Going forward, next thing I don't like about this car is it's not as big as people thought. I think not what I thought, at least. So I have the seat where I would drive it, right? So I'm going back here. You know, I'm not hurting for space, right? I'm not. And I mentioned this during my other video. Here, got to put the jiggly keys away. But for example, having a child seat, this one, we have to move that seat all the way forward because otherwise our little one can kick the seat quite nicely. Now, to be fair, in the Lincoln Town Car, I do the same. I move the seat forward to give them more room. So it's what it's worth. Lincoln Town Car, yes, it's got bigger interior, but I still do it. But here we're also doing this ugly sweater thing on the seat because here he's getting quite tall. I think pretty soon he will be able to kick this. In a town car, he probably won't be able to for another year. So there you go. That's my proof that the town car is bigger than this. But the bottom line is, yeah, here, like for normal people, it's okay. I probably still wouldn't put anyone here in the middle. The hump is actually not that big, and it does look like we need to vacuum it again. But for kids, and especially if you have two child seats, like if I had another child seat where I'm sitting now, yeah, this seat would have got destroyed, you know. Going along, what I don't like about this car is also, how basic it is here in the back. I mentioned this earlier. There's nothing. There's no connectivity thing. There's no vents. There's nothing. The storage, it's quite small here. You have stuff in the door pockets there. You have a little bit of stuff here, but this armrest area, it is quite tiny. There's also, this car came with like a little tray with a coin holder. We took it out because we don't use coins anymore. And yeah, so storage, it's a little lacking. Now the trunk is quite big, and we did remove the cargo cover because that was just getting very annoying. But the trunk space is good. The inside space is quite, quite small in relationship. So there you go. And then, I guess the last thing that I could talk about is right up here. So on top, now we've never used these rails. We've never attached anything. But I also wanted to talk about, like, I don't know how good of an idea it is to have stuff that you can put on the roof, and then you have the giant sunroof. I mean, what are the odds of you smashing the glass? Now, I don't know. Maybe I'm asking a very dumb question because I've never put stuff on top of a car. Never really had a need to. But if you have a pretty big sunroof, probably don't want to have stuff on there, especially, heavier stuff that can puncture the glass or crack the glass, I should say. Yeah, so there's that. Ooh, another idea. This thing requires synthetic oil. So guess what? For a pretty cheap car, an oil change is like 55, 60 bucks, depending on where you go. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it has something to do with all-wheel drive. It is, yeah, I was kind of surprised. I didn't check it when we were buying it. I don't think we would have changed our mind if I knew, or if I would say, honey, let's buy something else that does not require that. But that's a little bummer. Every 5,500 miles, it's 55, 60 bucks. This thing, on the other hand, standard oil, $24.99 special. This one requires the good stuff. And I don't have scripts for these videos, but I just thought about it again, and I'm gonna have to go back inside, is how many screens in here, right in there, are devoted to fuel economy. Oh, I guess I should probably, oh no, I don't have to close the door. All right, so check this out. So we have the screen, okay? All right, door's open, fine, I know that. All right, a writing universe coming up. So check this out. How many screens are devoted to displaying fuel economy? All right, so it is configurable. You can change it around, but there's so many screens devoted to a fuel economy on a compact crossover that doesn't get that good of a fuel economy. It gets better than the town car, I get that, but oh my God, it's like you got this screen. You can see that we're averaging 24.6. It's nothing to write home about, but it is better. It is better than this at like 19.5, okay? So, all right, so here you got 290 miles to empty, which it's almost got a full tank. So since I refueled it, it drove 33.7 miles. All right, so there you go. So it's got the average miles per gallon, right? Then, so that's one screen. Here's another display. Right, but here for some reason, oh no, it is the same. Okay, so 24.6, but it's the same thing. You got 290 miles on top, and then 24.6 on the bottom. Now it's got that little A thing, and to select A and B, you push this button right here. So it's the same thing to display A and B right here, but then this select button still doesn't do anything. Okay. Doesn't reset it, doesn't do anything. All right, so that's the second screen. This is a third screen that actually shows you kind of as you're driving your real time. Once again, you got your 290 on top, and then you have this. So that's a third screen. Here, it still has the miles empties, but this one only controls when you're driving. It just shows the road moving. I have no idea. This is the most useless screen. That's a fourth screen. Here, it also got resettable miles per gallon. That's probably, what is this, a fifth screen? I already lost count. So that's, that's pretty much every screen has something to do with fuel economy. Now, I understand if this would have been a Prius, I'm like, fine, display it everywhere because that's the point. But this is a crossover that's not really designed, for to be a hypermileage car. Oh, and then here, when you remove the key, it gives you a summary of your fuel economy. So that's what, a 6 screen? That's a bonus screen that shows up. So I don't know what this car's obsession is with the fuel economy, but look, if this thing's fuel economy was, 80 miles a gallon, I get that, but it's not that good. I mean, it's fine, but nothing to boast about every single screen about how well the fuel economy is. All right, so I think I'm gonna end it at that. So there's definitely stuff that I like. I do have another video about the stuff that I like. I think I posted it, not too long ago, obviously. I want to thank you all once again. I know this car is pretty popular, and most people in the year 2020 would rather pick this car over this car. All right, but that's a matter of choice. So this is the video about the stuff that I don't like, but don't get me wrong, there's plenty of stuff that I do like. That's why I've made 2 videos, to be fair. And I own both of them, so shame on me if there's stuff that I don't like. But hey, we still own it. We still take good care of it. I will probably need to check into that gash on the tire. But until then, I will see you next time. And thank you all for liking, supporting, subscribing. I love that stuff. And please comment. I love that as well. I love replying. I love to see what you guys think. Thanks again.